and welcome back to Whole Bucket and another edition of Let's Make Journals, the 100% Junk edition. So, last time I was here, last week, I said that I was probably just going to do one more video and show you how to finish up this journal. And when I am close to the end of a journal, I do some inventory stuff. And I wrote down all the things I still need to do to this journal. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of stuff to get in one episode. But it doesn't stop here. Look, this is a list of all the things that still need to be done to this journal. Wow. So, just so you know, we're going to continue. I don't know how much will be done on screen and how much will be done off screen, although I did have an actual direct request that I not take shortcuts and I do everything on screen. I am sorry to my friend who requested that, but before your request happened, there are some little things I did in here. I apologize. I don't know. So, what I have to say to you, though, if you are going along with this 100% junk edition of Making a Junk Journal, this is a very, very beginner. I'm hoping I'm covering all the stages and a lot of ideas of what you can and I was going to say what you can and can't do, but there isn't no such thing as can't. So hopefully I'm getting that through to you, that there's no such thing as can't, there's no such thing as mistakes. You can do anything you want to do, and hopefully I'm giving you a lot of ideas and inspiration. What I want to tell you from right now, though, is that even though this is the stuff I'm going to do in the video, or videos, depending on how things go, you do not have to do all of the things, and you are certainly not restricted to just the things that I do. Feel free to change things up and play however inspiration hits you. And if this inspiration doesn't hit you and you follow letter for letter every single thing I do, then I hope I have done you a service. And I hope I have not led you astray and into difficulty, because I'm not always the clearest speaker, but I'm trying to inspire or help or teach or something, or maybe just hang out and spend some time with you. Oh, so with that said, I'll show you some stuff that I did, and we'll get right on to some art. So first of all, last time you saw this, it was still very bright. I coffeed this whole page. I coffeed the whole thing, even the little bows, because I wanted to tone down and push the color back, push it back. I also did some coffeeing on this page. I tore off this edge and coffeed it. I coffeed all around here. This book smelled like coffee, like nobody's business. It has, wait a second. Yep, I'm not lying. It has toned down. I thought I did. Check it. I splattered some coffee there. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. I know I did some more stuff, but I don't remember exactly what I did off screen and what was done last week, because it wasn't last week for me. I usually film quite a few ahead of schedule and then let them run. It is bad if you ever do this and you're gonna film a bunch of stuff in a row and let them play out, right? Schedule them to come on YouTube when you want them to. Finish a project. I stepped away from this for too long. It's taken me a while just to get my head around where things were at and where we're going with them. I didn't do anything in there. I coffeed a little, just the edge. See, I just put, it's just dirty on the edge. Just a little coffee. Let's see. I think it looks like I might have coffeed around this too. This looks toned down a bit to me. So I think I coffeed this. I definitely coffeed that. Look how dark that is. I definitely coffeed around this edge, because And you can see where the coffee dried on the acetate too for the envelope. That's kind of funny. I didn't think it would stick. I thought this would eventually wipe off, but it is seriously stained. So then I copied this page and around the edges of this. Come on. Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong place. Silly girl. There we go. More splattering. Nothing muffin. I wonder if I did anything in here. I might have coffeed a little up here because I think that was a brighter yellow. Looks like I might have coffeed this pocket, but I'm not entirely sure. That's it. Okay. Now, the other thing I did, I don't know if I did this last week with you or on my own, but I created some more pages to use, just drawing, and I cut out some more bits and pieces from the papers and books that I had already used. So let me find, if I can, there is something I'm specifically looking for, and wouldn't you know it's going to be a bear to find. Of course it is, because I want it. There's some of the stuff we're going to be using. Here, I should pull this out. We should use that. The Kool-Aid pages are so stuck together. Oh, we have some more color. Scribble page. Let's use some more scribble page. That's just a good idea right there. It's not helping me find the specific thing I'm looking for, though. I'm a little bummed right now, because I really... oh, there it is. I found it. Yay! Not that. Not those. I did find it, I swear. It's just I gotta pull these other things out also. Okay. Okay, here we go. This. So I did a bunch more drawing similar to the other scrolly bits page in there that we drew on the, I think one of the very first videos for this. And then I coffee dyed it. I just brushed coffee on it, and because it's just a regular ink pen, and because it's not waters fast, right, it bled through. It bled through onto there, and because I put too much coffee on and I thought it was going to take 5 years to dry, I took a napkin and just squashed and sucked up some of the coffee, so now it's on here too. So now I got all kinds of this pattern to use up in the things that we're going to do today. You'll recognize a lot of this scrap over here. I'm going to set this in front of me, like literally, right? So it will be off screen, but I'll be able to see it and hopefully, you know, think of wonderful things to do with all the bits and pieces. None of that is new. None of the pile I just put up there is new to you, except this piece, which I just showed you, and the 2 pieces that go with it. That is not new to you. These are new to you. So this is from the Sound the Deep Water poetry book that I got some of my images from. This is from the Thomas Kinkade book, as are these other 2 pages. So I have 3 pages from the Thomas Kinkade book. I have some little bits and pieces left over from the Sun book, where I got some of my images. I didn't pull any new ones out because I still have this pile that we didn't use before, so I didn't need anything added. So now let's go down the list. We're just going to go down the list. I need a pen. Wait a minute, I happen to know that pen quit working. The only real tools and equipment we're supposed to be using are scissors and glue. So I will need that. And my coloring thing of choice was watercolors. So I have 2 more things to show you as far as supplies go for today. This is a cat men's clothing catalog called King Size. So it's for larger men or extra tall men that are also larger. But here's what I'm going to do. If there's a page that I wish to watercolor on, but I don't want the color going under to the next page, I'm just going to take one of these, do my watercoloring, and then I can either pull this out and leave it, turn the page, or I can separate these pages as that's a good word. I can separate these and leave them in the book till it dries. Because this is a very typical magazine catalog, it's that shiny paper, right? Stuff won't stick to it. At least not very well. And then I have my regular watercolors and my metallic watercolors. Neither of which, by the way, are an expensive brand or kind. They're just the cheapies. So if you want to get something to play with, there is nothing wrong with cheapy watercolors. The kind the little kids use at school. Yep, even the metallics. Cheapy. Okay. And I did say that was all I have to show you, but I lied. Big fat lie. I did take a bunch of little tiny bits and pieces from various pages of our supplies and tear them out, and then I went through the books and the pages of stuff and cut out words that I like. So I have tiny bits and I have words off to this side and bigger bits up there. All right, that covers it. Let's quit with the blah blah blah. Cover, we need art for the cover and we need to tone down the cover. So I definitely toned down the cover, and I think I'm going to use this for cover art. So the Thomas Kincaid book that I got this from is called Through the Garden Gate. Is that right? I'm going to peek. Oh, Beyond the Garden Gate. Beyond the Garden Gate, not Through the Garden Gate. And I thought, because I just love gates and doors and windows. Is that weird? It's a little weird, but it's true. I mean, I do. But I thought I would see what it would be like if I tear the edges like this. And this-ish. Whoops, that did not work so great. You know what? I wanted this stuff right in front of me so I could see it easier. I'm going to have to put it off to the side because it is slip sliding into my work. I cannot see what I'm doing and I don't have enough space. Oh, good grief. Could I need a bigger desk? Please say that's not true. Okay, let's try that again. I don't know how wide I can get on here. I think I can go just like about like this. We'll try it and see what happens. And And then I want it torn all the way around, so I have to take some off the top for continuity's sake. That takes up the entire background, and I don't want to do this. I want it to be matte. I want it to be like a matte situation. I wonder, could I just do that? Or could I do... Oh, I can do that. Okay, I'm going to tear off this whole pillar. I didn't think I could do that because I love the pillars. But that means we can use this pillar somewhere else, doesn't it? Ha! Take that! Ha! There we go. That's better. Oh, shoot. 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 So that's better. Now... Oh, I just love, I can use the pillar. And I have what I want for the cover. Now, a couple of things that I'm not really loving to pieces. One, I want the edges a little bit more wonky. So I'm going to round these corners off a bit. Maybe not a ton. In fact, maybe that's just it. Maybe we just wonky it up a speck. The other thing I'm not liking is how stand out the edges of the napkin are. So here's what I want to do very first. I am going to take out my watercolors and use the dirtiest white you've ever seen in your life. I don't even care. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so what I want to do is get a bunch of this white and just do some blending. Right here, look, it pulled up the napkin. Can you see that? I don't even care. In fact, I'm going to let it rip on purpose. It's no longer a straight line. Yay! And I'm going to do that all the way around. So I actually didn't expect it to pull it up and tear it like it is, but I am thrilled that it's doing that. I'm actually kind of glad it's not doing it more than it is. If it were, I'd have to be more careful, but it is mucking up the edges a little bit. Get some more white going. Just soften the edges. I'm just softening the edges. Softening the harshness of the background. There we go. Now, now I have a new problem. Now that little divot is entirely too centered and it just can't be. So I'm going to go mess up some more. Because if something's too centered, then it looks like, but not exactly centered, then it looks like you accidentally made a mistake and not on purpose. Always make your mistakes look like they were on purpose. I meant to do that. Don't second guess me. will ya? There we go. Soften the edges. We're just softening all the way around. I'm going to use up all the white, I think. I will need new white. I hope it's not true, because I think there's a couple more places I wanted to use white on the inside of this journal too. I don't remember what the lightest color in the metallic one is though, but hopefully there's something light in there. So hopefully this will work. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't think I have ever done this. Certainly, if I have, I haven't done it on directly on the cover of a journal that already exists, right? I would generally do this kind of stuff off the screen or off the book ahead of time, so that if it fails, I can just make new cover art. But this is already on the journal. It's already part of the journal, so get out of there. Okay. Okay, so I had a really bright napkin, and then I made it a really dark napkin, and now I've made it a lighter edged napkin. Okay, so we got some wonky edges, and I have blended quite a bit into the background of this cover. I'm not liking this right here. This part seems to have stayed too straight and too not blended. Let's add some more white. Goodness sake, I thought I was done. I lied. I was not done. I may lie a lot today because I'm indecisive today. Okay. Okay, there we go. So, I like it much better. Now it looks like it's sort of melded into the cover of the journal. And we're going to put this thing centered so that that napkin stuff is acting like a mat for this picture. But now this picture is going to be entirely too squared and white and perfected. So I am going to assume that all of you can get your hands on this, because I'm going to use a tool that I should not be using, and this is the second time now that I am cheating on my own rules. But I'm going to assume that you can all get your hands on an old-fashioned emery board nail file, or a piece of sandpaper, or a sanding block. Something like that. Something even, I don't know, maybe even rough texture. So here's what I'm going to do, right? With the sanding block, I could just go like this, and I'm scruffying. Scruffying. It's a technique. It's real. I may have made up that word. I'm pretty sure I just made up that word. Okay, so a sanding block or piece of sanding paper. This is emery board on the end of a stick, so nothing fancy. But if you have an emery board or nail file or something, same idea. Just along the edges. Scuff it up. The reason I'm doing this is because this book and magazines and the sort, I don't know if that makes sense. I have to come way down here, I think. This is already not very sandy. Not a very good quality product. In any case, oh gosh, now I can't remember what I was saying at all. Oh, the reason I'm doing this is I'm taking off the, I'm sorry, I'm going to use this. I'm taking off the shine, and you can see that it's also taking off some of the coloring, right? The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to pick a color from my watercolor and from the napkin and maybe also from the picture itself. And I'm going to do the same sort of watercolor blending that we just did with the white to blend this picture into the napkin now. So now we'll have two different layers of blending, and I don't know, again, I don't know if this is going to work. We will find out together. Because I can certainly tell you that even if I had done the other bit before, I have never done two-color, two-layer blending. I don't even know if that's a thing. We're going to find out. So, if this looks lovely, then I knew all along it was going to work fabulously, and I should never second guess myself because I know everything. And you should do it too because it is a perfect plan. If it does not work out, then you know, just forget I ever said any of that other stuff and don't do this. Think of a different plan, because what do I know? We'll find out. We'll find out. Let's find out in a minute here. Glued, centered. I'm putting glue on wet paper and then I'm going to get it more wet. That's brilliant. That's just stellar planning right there. Stellar planning. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got. So we have yellow, green, pink, purple in the background and white and beige from the cover and the coffee. We have yellow, green, red, pink, purple, white, black. So really I could use just about any of those since I'm not really sure what I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use this color right here and see if we can just do it really light. It is a difficult color for me to use. Orange is a difficult color for me. But if we put a lot of water in this, I wonder if it will be... I think it's kind of neonish if you use not enough water, but I wonder if it'll be light enough. God, I'm so nervous. Okay, well, it's not ruining it yet, so I'm gonna try a little more aggressively. Okay. Just gonna do that to those harsh edges. I don't want harsh edges. I actually don't think this is an orange enough or color enough. Maybe I'm going to even add more. That would be shocking to me. But it is definitely paler than I thought it would be. I'm going to try something here. Out of the box. I meant to do that. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm sorry. Let me get rid of the paint in there now. I'm not supposed to be using tools like that. I'm definitely going to follow all the way around this. You know what I could use? I could use a piece of the leftover napkin. There we go. So this is the napkin guts from the original napkin we used for the cover. So I'm pulling the color into the photo now. You can see that. And then it's, I mean, it's because of, I'm not a great watercolor person. This isn't technically watercoloring, and I am not great at painting in to begin with. So I'm leaving lots of icky brush lines. But it's okay because I can just dab them like this and it changes them, and I'm fine with that. But I'm pulling it into the painting now, or to the picture now, to continue this whole like blending all the bits together. More, more, more. Okay. I don't think that's fabulous, but I don't think it's awful either. The only thing to do now is to let this dry. And see what it looks like when it's dry, because I can always add more something, more stuff, right? I can always add more, do something different, whatever. But I can't tell what to do till it's dry. So let's move on. Next, let's see what it says under the next part. Tone down the art cover art and tone down. So we added some art and we toned it down. Inside cover, small bits to join and tone down, also to the card. Okay. Here's what that means. First, it means let's turn this sideways so we have more room for our stuff. That's what I noticed. But here's what all those words mean. So I want to tone this page down, which I did by adding some coffee. It pushed the papers backward, it pushed the scribbles backward, it pushed the in-your-faceness of this bit backward. It kind of pushed this backward, but this is very dark. This is magazine glossy paper, so it didn't do a whole lot of toning. And then I said same thing with the card. So I did some copying around the edge, and that's it. So it said little bits and art and tone down to the page and the card. So here's what we want to use for this. All of this stuff, for sure, but when we're talking about a space this big, I don't think we want to start this little. So let me put the tiny bits up there now, since I had to move my scraps to over here now. And let's see if we can find something to use. Like, right off the bat, we could totally do this. That joins the top art of the pocket to the bottom. It pushes everything else backward because it is still so bright. This already has words, so Sound of the Deep Waters could just stay where it is. It does change the size of the pocket too much for this card. However, we could just cut it. I mean, I could just cut it somewhere random right about there, right? So it follows the line of the pocket. The question is, do I want the other part of that gate right on the inside cover? And honestly, I'm kind of loving that. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do this right here. Almost to the very top, almost to the very outside edge, and up more than down because I love this water drop and don't want to cover it very much. Like that. Alright, so then I have to decide where to cut this. And I'm going to cut it right at this spot, right on the top step. The question is, did I just cut a straight line? This might be a big fat mess. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. Oh, well, it would help if I put it where it belongs. That's not the pocket. This is. Whatever. It's such a weirdo. Okay, so that goes there, and then this goes here. And wow, yeah, that's really good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Let's get some glue on this puppy. Let's get some glue. Oops. Let's get some napkin scraps in our way. That'll help, I'm sure. Okay, so this piece goes right here, butted up right on the pocket. This piece joins up with it, so you'll never know that it's cut. If the card's out, that is. But in fact, it is cut. So that goes right in there. I think this is supposed to go like this. It is. So it looks like that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I'm faced with a dilemma because, again, I don't like these exact cut edges. It's kind of bugging me, but I don't want to muddy up this up too much because I love this drop. I wonder if I can just, like, I'm going to mirror colors, techniques, and bits all the way through this. So I wonder if I can just sand the edges a little bit to sort of mirror what's happening on the cover, because we did add this, which is also mirroring what's on the cover, right? Okay, now can we add some green? I don't want to introduce another color to this. I think this is a fabulous monochrome piece. Let's keep it that way and just add green. See if we can blend this edge at all. I think it might have to be even darker than this. So I'm using this dark green, and it's proving to be a green to the blue, which the page was already like that, so I'm okay with it. Oops. Okay. I kind of want to keep this edge really dark and stipple down the picture, but it's not really doing that. It's staying dark on the picture and not, I mean, more centered, more as I get further into the picture rather than on that edge. I think, however, that did what I want it to do. I think that has toned down how much those straight edges show up. Obviously, they still show up completely, correct? Right? But it has made them a little, it's made it seem a little more integrated. I'm going to actually try some black. I'm a little scared of this. Okay, wait. So I'm going to try some black. I'll do it all along this edge. Since I started it, I can't go backward. I might as well just keep going forward. But I'm going to put it all down this edge by pouncing. I don't recommend pouncing with your good brushes, people. I don't have any good brushes. But I do know enough about brushes that you shouldn't pounce with good brushes. I do know that's a thing. Alright, I like what the black is doing, although it is not what I intended to do, but it's kind of doing the same thing that the white did on the front. Blending, because the background of this picture is so dark in some places that black is working just fine. Whoops. Oh, it went right through the picture. Did you see that? Were you screaming at your screen? Stop! Dirty paintbrush! Might as well just keep going. We're going to frame this whole thing. No, come on. I need some paint. There we go. Okay. Alright, that's all I'm doing. We gotta mucky up these lines a little bit, and we're good. This is soaking wet now. Absolutely soaking. So I'm actually going to put this aside because it's actually kind of ripping as I keep picking it up. We're going to set that aside to dry for a while before I completely destroy the poor thing. But I think let's just do this quick before we move on. That's going to be in there now, and I think that's going to be a fabulous page. I think. We'll see. Then the vellum, it just says tear the edge, and I did. Okay, so I don't know if I'm done with the cover, but I did do it. I did add some art and tone it down, so I'm just going to put one line through it. Inside cover, small bits to join. I actually used one big bit cut in two to join it and tone it down, and do the same concept to the card to make it cohesive. We did that. I think I see one last thing to do here, and it is to add some green black around this, because it is so pronounced on the card now that I'm afraid that this will look like it doesn't fit anymore. So I'm just going to do that, and this, and this. Whoops, that's a big fat mess. Let's fix that. There we go. I think I'm just going to do it like that. So hopefully that will make everything cohesive on that page. And where's my men's magazine? There it is. I'm going to tear off a page. I thought I might end up doing this. I'm just going to tear off a page and start flipping. So all I said to the vellum was tear the edge, and actually I am going to just leave it as it is for right now. To the Kool-Aid page, I said tear the edge, and I didn't do that yet, so I'm going to do that now. I wasn't sure if I was going to follow through with that, but I actually am. And I failed to do something on the top that I'm going to do here on the bottom. Curve it. Because these edges, when they're a thinner paper, like this is just notebook paper, so when you have stuff like this, these little edges, the points can get weak and be a weak spot in your journal. Curve them. They last much better. Like, I don't think this little point right here is going to last very well, but now the page will have a lot less bent corner business going on. So that's done. The Zen Swirl page. Add small bits, tone it down, add to the card. Hint at writing lines on the big card and back of the page. Okay, so small bits and tone down this page. So I kind of already toned it down when I added the coffee. And I just added coffee around it, right? So let's continue with the same techniques we're doing so far. Let's add some color to blend this background into the envelope it's sitting on. And I think we'll use a purple, because we get, well, shall we use a pink? No, let's use a purple. Let's use a purple. So let's set her aside for a sec. Pull this in so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to use this darkest purple And let's just make some X's, I guess, all the way around. Okay, for this edge, I'm going to go all along this sewn in edge and just do a line old purple. If I try and get too fancy along this edge, I'm just going to end up making a giant mess of things. So I have almost zero paint or water or anything on this brush anymore, but I'm carrying on with the X's because it is pulling tiny bits of the color into that. I love this now. What we can do now on here is just add a little something. I love the word echo. Should we add beautiful? Beautiful matches this pretty well. Not that my art is so beautiful, but the word and the background colors kind of go with this. What I want to do is, I love torn edges in the bits and pieces that I add on. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this word out. I can't tear all the words out that I got. Wait till you see how tiny some of the words are that I tore out or cut out. They're just itty bitty. And then I'm going to outline this, and since we're outlining in black this evening, I'm going to continue doing that, but do it really tiny. I don't want this black overpowering the page or bleeding in, and this page is getting quite dark enough. Quite. There we go. So now that has a tiny bit of edging on it. It'll just make it stand out a little bit farther or a little bit better. I'm wondering though, should we put beautiful on her instead of on this page? No. I mean, she is, but that's a little too on the nose for me. So I think the word beautiful goes nicely right here, but I don't like it by itself. And what I mean by that is it's too all alone. I don't know what that means exactly, but what if I took a little strip of this? This is paper that has some of that metallic paint on, but so what if I just took a strip of this for down here and then put this like so? Do I like that any better? Not like that, I don't. Would I like it any better if I set this paper into the edge of the envelope art? Then do I like it any better? No, I do not. What if I did them opposite directions? What if I took this bit and did it up the page probably not this much, and then did beautiful across it. I like that better, and definitely not this much. So I'm going to tear this at, I think, this juncture, because that leaves a couple more little bits of metallic I can use. And what if I did something more like that? I like it, but not, I don't love it. But what if I did, now I added, what if I added this bit up here? So now it's not just that lower one. Does that help? It definitely makes it more cohesive. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't know if we're going to need to add more. Oh, wait. What about this? It's not very exciting, but I do like this concept. I'm going to do this instead of the other thing. And then we might have to add more, but I don't know. More color, another word, a flower. Maybe we had a flower. I don't know how tight the card goes in this pocket, but this this little thing is covering a part of the opening to this envelope pocket. So I hope the girl can still get in her pocket, because I just glued part of her pocket shut. This is definitely going to need more than, this is definitely going to need another thing. So I'm actually not even going to move ahead past this bit without us discussing a little bit more about what's going on here. First of all, I'm going to move it inside of the, I'm going to move it into the art a little bit. Not that much. There we go. That much. I'm going to move it in a little bit. And then I don't like it just being a plus or a T or an L or whatever the heck is going on right there. Don't like it. What if I tear out, there's too much glue on my fingers already. So I'm sticking to this napkin bit. We're just going to try this. This might be the thing. It might not be the thing. I'm gluing myself to my work. This is, okay, come on. Okay, so what if we take that little piece and add this little bit, and then add this little bit? Is that any better? No, that's terrible. What if we add it coming out the top? That's just stupid. I need something more along the lines of nondescript. I need a nondescript layer bit. Oh, wait. Wait, where did it go? Where did you go? Are you it? You are not. Somewhere in the tiny bits. Or at least it was in the tiny bits. Now it doesn't appear to be. There was a tiny bit of the fabric from this journal. Oh, there it is. There, a tiny bit of the fabric I used for the bows. What if I did that and then this? Okay, what if I turned it around and put the flat part with the flat part and then had it wander off? And then put this here. Now what do we think? I'm doing that. I don't know if I'm thrilled with it. I'm not sure. Now I'm not happy that I did the one piece in a different direction, which is weird because I usually like the one piece in a different direction, and now I'm just very unhappy with it. What if I do that? Is that better? Or is this better? Or is this better? Oh, good grief, girl. Good grief, girl. I think I liked this way best. And it was hard to tell because I had my hands in the way of the whole thing. And now I'm going to do that. And that's just so unlike me. I'm very unhappy with my behavior, people. I am very unhappy with my behavior. Okay. Just beautiful. Okay. Now, same thing with her as I've done with the other pages, or so far. We're going to outline, and again, she's being outlined in black, only I'm going to go somewhere in between the other two. I'm not going so fine, but I'm also not blending. I'm going straight up black, straight around, because her picture is so dark. I don't want to blend into it. It would just make it even more dark. But it would be silly to add another color. It would take away from the mood of this piece, in my opinion anyway. You know what? I'm not doing that. I'm just going to paint the whole thing. I was going to do something different. I was going to leave it a little bit, I was going to leave it a little bit angular, but I didn't like it, so I just colored it in. Now I'm fine with it, and I'm fine with these two light edges too. Perfectly okay with that. Now, is she gonna fit in her pocket? She is gonna fit in her pocket, but that is just wet as can be also. So, we will not put that in the pocket right now. We will set it aside to dry. Oh my gosh, and I'm over an hour. All right, we didn't get a whole lot done in the 1 hour. So yeah, this is definitely not the last video for this journal. I don't know that I'll 100% do it step by step completely online, but I hope that I offered some insights into thinking and the why and the how and all that jazz. So let's take a quick recap of what we did. We added some art to the cover. We did some blending of the cover to take down some of the harsh lines. I think it needs some more of that. I'm not sure what that will look like, but we'll decide along the way. We added some art and some blending to the inside cover. I'm very happy with that. And this card, it's not dry yet, so we're not going to leave it here. But this card will then go right here, like so. The men will not live here. The men will not live here. But this is what this will look like. Then turn and turn. And I think we're going to need a bit of a purple edge on this page from what I just noticed. I'll talk about that in a minute. But this young lady is going to be... Don't rip the card. Okay, I didn't. Good, good, good. That young lady is going to be tucked into there. So here's what I'm noticing is we've got lots of green, touches of purple, etc. We've got the pink here. We've got the pale purple here, orange here. But this is all just not jiving with this. So we need to add something color-wise. And I'm wondering... what I'd like to do is copy this pink color, but not with the metallic. So actually, before we leave, let's see if this is even going to work. I'm going to mix up this pink and purple and add it to that torn edge on here that we just created. Torn edges are fabulous. Whoops, I went to the wrong purple. Torn edges are fabulous for soaking up the color and just looking all fuzzy and cool. I love coloring, painting, markering, dyeing torn edges. There we go. This is not going to blend very well because this is notebook paper, right? But I'm just playing a bit. I'm not trying to get it to blend perfectly and look professionally painted. I'm just trying to make a little bit of a mess to add that color. Now, does that work? Oh, that's much better. I don't know if this is much better to you. Everybody's taste is different, but take a look at what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing this purpley pink kind of color down here and up here and a little bit in the flowers over here. And there was just all this blank. And all I did then was, you watched me add the pink purple right to this edge. And now it pulls the ideas from this page over to here. I don't know that I can add watercolor to vellum. And it already has coffee, but let's do that just like that, just in case. Now it melds all kinds of things. I still might add something to this vellum, like a little picture, a little sticker, a word, possibly, who knows what. All right. Let me take the wet cards back out and add the men back in. And then we'll put a close on today. And we'll be back for this 100% junk journal. All right. Good night, everybody. Please like, subscribe, comment. All the things that helps channels grow, and remember to do the same thing on any channel that you watch and you get any kind of value out of. They need it. We all need it. Anybody on YouTube needs likes, comments, and subscribes. We'll continue down this list next time. Bye!